this is Julie Hogue with Vegetarians and Meat Lovers, Split Table Recipes, a podcast about food. I also often focus on how to cook for two different diets, vegetarians and meat lovers. But today I have a special Valentine's Day treat episode, so there's no meat involved at all. And this is these are both super easy recipes, really yummy. And the first one, kids could even do on their own. It is super simple. I hope you're enjoying the season of January, February timeframe. Usually it's really, really, really cold. But this year in Minnesota, it's a little bit warmer. And I actually see grass. It's been so great. My son even played outside last night. It has been an unseasonably warm winter. I'm loving it. And he's hating it because he loves to ski. And so he's in ski club and he's just like, how am I going to ski? I'm sure those ski hills are just miserable making snow in this area. I don't know how they are out in Colorado, but here we do not have much snow. So skiing is only going to happen from what the ski hills can actually make of snow. So I'm loving it. He's hating it. I love being able to see the grass. And it's so much easier to pick up dog poop. And all you dog owners out there, when the poops aren't getting frozen in the snow and you want to pick them up. I mean, I just feel like it's just so much easier and so much more pleasant. I like the snow for a short time and then I want it to go away. It's way too long here. So this year I'm loving it. Valentine's Day is time to get cozy, and often we think about treats and something delicious to eat. This is a DIY Valentine's ice cream sandwich recipe. It's super easy and it's really cute, and kids could actually do this on their own. It's so simple. I have this on my website, juliehoguewriter.com. So I will attach the links to those instead of putting all of the information, the recipes down in the podcast show notes. I'm going to link straight to my website because you can just go there and you can print the recipe. So it's super easy. This one, what you need is about 18 graham cracker squares. I usually use Honey Maid. Of course, any kind works. That's just the one that I like. And you need 14 tablespoons of strawberry ice cream, which is kind of hard to decipher. So just get one of those containers. You could eat the rest. I used Blue Bunny brand when I made this, and I've made it several times actually. Then you're going to need 9 tablespoons of the jet puffed marshmallow cream. I used Kraft. And 1 cup of the Valentine's Day red, pink, and white M&Ms. 1/4 cup frosting in a tube. I used the Betty Crocker cookie icing. Now this is so easy. And it's really quite good. And I mean, this is something that kids could do on a weekend afternoon. They want to make something. This is so simple. Before starting the assembly, I let the ice cream sit out for a little bit so that it can soften. And then you're going to scoop out 1.5 tablespoons of ice cream and spread it out flat on the graham cracker square. You're going to top the ice cream with another graham cracker square, so making the sandwich. And then you're going to spread about 1 tablespoon of the marshmallow cream on top of the sandwich. And repeat that for all the remaining sandwiches. And it makes 8 sandwiches. And then you're going to decorate. And that's what the M&Ms are for, and the frosting. So I got the red frosting tube for decoration. You can make all different designs. You could load it all up with M&Ms a whole across the thing, or do an edge like a picture frame and use the frosting to decorate. You could make hearts. You could write names. There's so many different things you can do. It's super simple and it's good. And then you're going to store it in the freezer. And I usually put it in for about 30 minutes so it refreezes. The ice cream will start to melt a little bit as you're working with it. So I always refreeze it. I wrap them up in press and seal. So they're each individually wrapped. And that way, when you're going to serve them, you could just put them in a basket. They're all individually wrapped in the press and seal. And then people can just grab them. They're great for a party. Great for just Valentine's Day. Make a special treat for that. And it's already all prepared. That's the great thing about it too, is it's already prepared. You're not making it on Valentine's Day, because I don't know what it is this year, but often Valentine's Day is on a weekday. So you don't have a lot of time, but you want to make it special somehow. If you want to make something, this is ideal. And it's so super simple. I urge you to make it. It's super fun. It's super easy. And it's festive for Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is definitely celebrate love. And, often you show love to people by what you make and making them something special. And it doesn't have to be a thing. It can be a special food. And the other recipe I'm going to share also uses ice cream. And this is a strawberry shortcake ice cream cake. And it works perfectly for Valentine's Day because it's pink, of course. And it's super scrumptious and it's super fun because it has chunks of ice cream sandwich in it. And so it's super easy to make and it looks really fun. It uses a bundt pan. I mean, you could use something else, so like a fluted pan of some sort, but I use a regular bundt pan. And so it's just really super fun. And I think any kind of pan would work. You could try it with a rectangular pan too, like a loaf one. So this is so easy to make. And it's something you can make again ahead of time and have in the freezer so that it's all ready. The ingredients for this, 2 teaspoons of coconut oil. And that is what you're going to use to grease your bundt pan. I use a napkin to do that, just to get it all over the surfaces. You're going to need 1 1/4 cups of pureed fresh strawberries. When I've done it, it's about 8 very large strawberries or several small. So you just kind of want to get to around 1 1/4 cups of the pureed strawberries. 1 angel food loaf cake, cubed. And I just purchased one from a bakery, but obviously you could make your own as well. And then 8 ice cream sandwiches cubed. You could use plain ice cream sandwiches. You could mix it up and use flavored ones as well. And the other thing I've done is I've used the low sugar or no sugar, and that was just as good as using the ones with sugar. So it's a way to get a lower sugar treat for Valentine's Day is to use the no sugar added ice cream sandwiches. Just as good. Then you're going to need 2 cups of vanilla ice cream that you're going to melt in the microwave. And so that's only 5 ingredients, which is just fantastic, right? Something easy. So rub the bundt pan with the 2 teaspoons of coconut oil. Like I said, I use a napkin to get it all over and get it into the grooves, the fluted grooves of the pan as well. This will help it slide out. And then you're going to cut the ice cream sandwiches into about 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch cubes, and you're going to separate it into 2 halves. So put 4 of the ice cream sandwiches in one bowl and 4 of the cut up ice cream sandwiches in another. You're going to cut up the angel food cake into cubes as well, about 1 inch by 1 inch or so. And then you're going to lay the cubes and the 4 ice cream sandwiches around the bottom of the bundt pan. Next, you're going to layer the cubes of angel food cake around the bundt pan evenly, and then add the remaining cubes of ice cream sandwiches. So it's like 4 cubed ice cream sandwiches and 4. So then you're going to take that melted 2 cups of vanilla ice cream, and you're going to mix the pureed strawberries in with that. So you're going to stir it, and it's going to turn it pink. And then you're going to pour that strawberries and ice cream mixture over the ice cream sandwiches and the angel food cake. So it's going to fill in all the cracks and all that and fill up the whole bundt pan. And I usually take a large spoon and squish it down so that it kind of gets even and it's all down into the fluted areas of the pan. Then you're going to put it in the freezer and freeze until frozen or overnight. And then when you're ready to eat it, I set it out for maybe an hour or so before you're trying to slide it out of the pan because it gets really frozen hard in there. And I also will run a knife along the edges and the center too to get it to slide out nicely. And dump it upside down over a plate or a serving platter. You might have to shake it to slightly loosen it. And then you cut it into slices. And it looks really attractive. You can see the pink. The ice cream sandwiches are really visible. So that's super fun. And I do have this actually on YouTube. So I will link to that. It's already there. I thought I had to do it, but I already added it. So that's super awesome. I already did the work. I didn't realize. I forgot that I had done that. So it's super easy and you'll be able to follow along in the video about how I did that. It's super easy. And it's a super fun way to celebrate Valentine's Day. And what I like about these two is it's something you can do ahead of time. And then you're all set, right? Come Valentine's Day, sometimes Valentine's Day is during the week, which this year I should check. I don't even know. But then it's you can do it and then you have it ready for Valentine's Day. It's just so much nicer to have something where you're not actually trying to make it on Valentine's Day. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Valentine's Day this year's on a Wednesday. So, hey, kids can help you make this. They could even almost do it themselves too, right? Super, super easy way to do it. So I want to encourage you to get my cookbook. I have a 1 Dish, 2 Diets cookbook, and I also have a quiche recipe cookbook. And these are very Midwestern influenced recipes that, I've lived here the majority of my life. There's only like one short year where I didn't live in Minnesota. So I'm very heavily influenced by Minnesota cooking, Midwest cooking, and I really like easy things. So these recipes are really pretty easy because I like easy. Because I'm a busy mom, I'm a busy person, I am a entrepreneur, run my own business. So it's got to be something really easy. I love to do gourmet stuff and take a long time, but sometimes I just don't have the time. So my recipes are more simple, easy, and hey, easy and good is kind of the way I like to go because, like I said, I don't have a lot of time. So down in the podcast show notes, I'll have links to those. And I hope you check out my Valentine's Day other one that I had out there right now. And that was when I interviewed Amy Riley she's an aphrodisiac specialist. So we talked a lot about how to make Valentine's Day special with sensual foods and how to make that optimal. So check that out and listen to her. She's amazing. And she's got all these amazing cookbooks that are based on sensuality and food. So check that out and listen, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope you have a wonderful Valentine's Day. This is a short little episode because I was just going to do 2 recipes for these foods that are no-bake desserts for Valentine's Day using ice cream. Both of them use ice cream. So they're so much fun. They're so easy, and everyone in your family will love them. I know they will. Mine do. I love them too. So again, my website is Julie Hogue Writer. I'm an author. I have a book out there called Hungry Hearts. It's a YA romance book. So it actually has food in it. Like that's one of the things that's in it is I talk about food actually in the fiction book. So that was published with Swoon Romance. You can find that on Amazon. And I also have a self-help book for people who have lost their mothers. So I lost my mother when I was 16. And this is a little self-help book that I've figured out over the years how to celebrate the memory of my mom. And it really helps me deal with the sorrow and the missing her, especially on Mother's Day coming up. So it's a really small little book, but it gives you a lot of actionable tips to figure out how to navigate through that loss, especially around Valentine's Day when your mother is no longer here. And it gives you things that you can do that would celebrate her and still help you be able to celebrate Mother's Day and thinking about your mom, even though she may not be alive anymore. So it's a great book. It's a short little book, but it has so many different things you can do, things you may not have thought of doing. So check that out. And I hope you have an amazing Valentine's Day. Lots of love in your life. Hopefully you can express that love to others and get it back and, have that wonderful exchange of showing each other your love for each other. So I hope you have an amazing Valentine's Day and take care. Till next time. Please give my podcast a review, a rating, follow it, and you can never miss an episode if you're following it because it'll pop up in your feed. So it's a great way to not miss anything if you're enjoying my podcast. Thank you so much for listening and have an amazing day. Happy Valentine's Day.